Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a dive through history, makeup history, my darlings. I have shopped my stash and I have made some orders and we are going to be playing with some makeup that I forgot about. I took a little trip down memory lane and went through some of my old videos, went through what some of my old favorites were, and just wanted to do a nice little compilation of some old faves in this video. I've done a few of these videos in the past. If you've been a watcher of my channel for years, you've definitely seen these products over the years, but I thought it would be fun. Some of the products are no longer with us. Some of the products I did have to order. I've actually been like waiting to film this video for weeks because we all know that the shipping's a little bit delayed right now, and a few of the things took a hot minute to get here, but I'm excited to play with some of these products that I haven't touched in a very long time. So if you like these full face videos, want me to continue doing them, please do give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me. And my friends, without further ado, let us zoom in. I'm going to put my hair up and we're going to dive into the world of old makeup that we have since forgotten about. You know, I really want to be that gal who can do that little TikTok twisty twist with the clippy clip. Nope, that's not going to work, is it? All right, the hair is out of the way. We are clipped back and ready to go. Let's start with primer. Now, this is a primer. Oil serum hybrid, but people use it as a primer, okay? You're supposed to use it as the last step of your skincare routine or wear it alone with makeup. Use it as a highlight. It's a little multi-use product, okay? We're talking about the Glossier Future Dew. Now, this has been a favorite of so many, loved by so many. And I remember the first time trying it, whenever they launched it, whenever that was, I just didn't really love it. And everyone was raving about it. There are so many people who have this as their favorite. And I just don't know what it is. But either way, however I used to feel about it, it's been untouched for a long time. And I wanted to pull it back out and revisit it. So little Future Dew, it says you can use it all over your face, which I'm going to do. It still smells okay. I'm going to put it all over, but I'm going to mainly focus it on like the high points of the face because I know it is a very glossy, dewy little product, but that does look really nice. I don't know why. I think it's because for a long time, like I was using a primer to hydrate my entire face. So this isn't a product that I would put all over my face. I don't really want to highlight like these areas around my mouth, like areas that I'm putting powder. But right now, because I'm using like really dewy, you know, the Tatcha dewy skincare beforehand, I'm not feeling as dry. I'm not using a hydrating primer all over my face. So this might actually be something that I could stand to pull out again and just use that underneath my foundation as a highlighting product. And especially on like more no makeup days when you're using less makeup, having something like this, like that might be really nice to use on the high points of the face. So this might be something that I must pull out. If this is a favorite of yours, please let me know what your favorite ways to use it are. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've used that. We've got a nice little glowy base. What do you guys think? Glossier Future Dew. It's been a minute. Let's move on to foundations. Now, foundations, like tinted moisturizers, foundations, base products, it's what I have the most of in my makeup collection. And I know for a fact that there are so many that would be expired and disgusting and that I shouldn't be putting on my face. And I also don't have too many foundations that match my like pure pale state that I'm in right now. You know, pre-2020 days, there was a lot of sunny travel happening. I feel like I had a really consistent tan. I love my fake tans, and it's rare that I allow myself to be in this like full pale winter shade. So I don't have too many of the older foundations that are actually like light enough to match my face. And I did a little deep dive, found some foundations that I just generally want to be using more in my collection, like the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate. I don't even know if I've ever used this. I have no idea. I have a few shades in my collection and I was like, damn, really need to pull that out and give it a go. The Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Foundation, like hello, I know I loved this when I was first using it and it's been so long since I have put it on my face, and there's a lot of oldies in my collection, but I also saw this little Giorgio Armani compact foundation, which from what I gathered online, doesn't even exist anymore. I have this one in the shade 3. It's a lovely little cushion compact like this. And I was like, listen, it doesn't appear to be available. I don't know if they're revamping it or if they will be bringing it back out. Hopefully, if they do, I assume it would be in more shades. And I was like, honestly, this looks like it might be a great shade match for me. So I figured we should play. So here's the little Giorgio Armani cushion foundation. Let's give it a go, shall we? Like that is a perfect shade match for me right now, truly. I don't think I would use this sponge if I was actually using this product on the daily. I would definitely use like my beauty blender or a brush or my hands. But because the name is like a cushion essence. I was like, surely it must be nice and light and dewy for every day, right? Watch me like fall in love with this product. And then knowing that it's discontinued, I'll never be able to find it again. Looks really nice so far though, honestly. It's being pressed into the skin so beautifully. I'm just gonna note that this is my perfect, like true, my natural skin tone. This is the perfect shade match for me. And just keep this out for when I'm on my pale days. Like, this is stunning. Oh my God. it's literally just blending into my skin. It looks so nice. And I'm really shocked with this lovely little cushion too. What a delight. And I feel like because I'm pressing in such small amounts at a time, I'm really using a lot less product. Whereas normally when I apply my foundation, I take a couple pumps, wipe it all over my face, and then often end up like overusing the product and just having to blend it out. But this is just like I'm applying the tiniest little amounts at a time. And I feel like the coverage is just very controlled. But wow. If any of you have any information about this, if you know something I don't know, because I creeped quite a few websites for this, let us know. Giorgio Armani, this is beautiful. Wow, what a happy little discovery in my makeup collection. Damn. So for concealer, I've technically already like rediscovered this, literally like in 2021, but a lot of my older concealers that I used to love and use, like I had already purged from my makeup collection because they were really gross, really very expired. So I'm just actually pulling out the Too Faced Born This Way concealer again, because this was an old discovery that I had recently repurchased. So this one's in the shade Snow. And because we just got some lovely coverage from that little cushion, I'm just going to use this sparingly under my eyes where I've got a lot of darkness. I'll use a little bit like just in the center of my face to highlight a bit. And then just here on the chin where I've got a few little marks from some previous breakouts. And then just like right here on the cheeks, I always like to add a little bit of extra coverage right there. The usual map of my concealer. There we go. I pulled out a fresh new beauty blender for this occasion, so let's go ahead. Actually, I was about to blend it out, but let's let it sit for a minute. I forgot. Let's actually move on to the brows. When I was in LA last week doing my nude stick shoot, I had the absolute pleasure of meeting Melissa Herkman, makeup artist extraordinaire, and she was actually using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz and the clear brow gel on me, and I was like, damn. I haven't used these on my eyebrows in years, so I thought it would be fun to revisit this for this video. I picked up the shade Soft Brown. When she was using the Brow Wiz on me, I was like, wow, I really forgot how like creamy and delicious that product was. And this was like kind of the OG. I feel like this and Benefit, the pencils have always been around, but if we're talking real OG, I used to use MAC Mystery eyeshadow to fill in my brows. Oh my God, isn't that a trip down memory lane? We're not going there. I'm not using MAC Mystery. Those were some very dark, too dark brow days. We're gonna stick to the pencils. And yeah, I wanted to just revisit the little Brow Wiz. So here we are. I'm gonna fill in my brows with this. I probably could have got a lighter shade, but I also feel like this is a good shade match for me. And yeah, it's just a creamy, beautiful, classic eyebrow pencil. There's a lot of brow pencils that I love like this, like the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, the Dior Brow Styler, any of the brow pencils that have this really fine tip, have a nice creamy formula and a good shade match, I'm happy with. Wow, I really appreciate that spoolie. That's a good spoolie. Okay, so yeah, it's a little bit deeper for sure. I've definitely been using like the blonde shades in my current brow products, but I think it's okay. Let's just go ahead and use the brow gel. I was gonna hold off until we were done the base, but I think we'll just put it in. Do any of you still use the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow products? Let us know. I feel like there's just been so many brow gels, so many brow products that we've tried together here on my channel over the years that it's just like, they're all pretty good. You know, there's not like really one standout brow gel that I would say is like better than the other, but that's nice. I also bought it in the mini size because I thought if I do like it, I can just have it as a travel brow product. So there's the brows. Let's go ahead and blend out this concealer now. I may have left it for too long. It hath set in. That's okay. Whenever I'm done blending the concealer on my face, I always just take this sponge, and there's going to be like excess product that it's soaked up, and I just like to push that onto my eyelids to kind of set my eyelids and help add a little bit of coverage there. Just as a post concealer blending update, like the clear brow gel is really not holding my brows up. We got a falling side for sure. This is not like, even the Benefit 24-hour brow gel just like sets like cement instantly, you know? Okay, let's move on to contour. So 2 contour products came to mind when I was searching for some products that I forgot about. Like, listen, I will never forget about my Kevyn Aucoin medium sculpting powder, okay? This is such an OG. This is such a beautiful product, and I've used it for years. I've used many up over the years, but I have to say, like, in general, I've really just completely shifted to using cream contour and bronzer, and that's usually what I use in my everyday makeup bag, and I just don't find myself reaching for powder contour products anymore. I just find that the cream contour just has such a better finish and impact on my overall makeup, so I really just haven't reached for this in the longest time, but just wanted to say she's still here living in my collection, and it was such a loved product from me. And I wanted to actually mention the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Duo, because if we go way back, I used to have the Kat Von D shade, what was it called? Is it the Shade and Light? I don't know. It was their palette. They still have the palette on the Sephora website, and this little contour duo actually still exists on the Kat Von D palette. It's now like on sale for half off. It's like $11 on the website, and that's because obviously it has the original Kat Von D branding, and I'm not sure. I assume that they're going to revamp everything to have the KVD branding, and I'd be really shocked if they took these products away, because from what I gather, it's like one of their best sellers. There's a lot of people who have loved the contour palette. I remember when everyone was raving about the palette, and they also came out with refills, so I'm not sure what the plan is. I'm assuming that they're going to be rebranding it to match the KVD branding, but I just thought it would be really fun to pull this out because it's been so long since I've used this. And yeah, I just really never reach for powder contour products anymore. So here's the little duo. Obviously I have this one in the lightest shade, and I think I'm gonna skip the under eye powder because I don't really feel like I need it, but I'm definitely gonna go in with the contour. Oh boy, oh boy. It's been a while. I don't remember how to act with contour powder, honestly. Okay, that's a nice shade. I like it for sure. My fear was that I'm gonna go in with cream blush after this. I'm like, I don't even know what order I would do. Like, if I was doing cream blush, I would have done cream contour. Oops. I'm just gonna take this over all the perimeters of my face. The perimeters, the outskirts of my face. It's a lot warmer than I thought it was gonna be, honestly. It looks very cool in the pan, but it's showing up quite warm on my face. I feel like if I were to use powder contour now, I'd kind of use it as a finishing product. Like, I'd be done my whole face, and then if I wanted to add a little bit of extra shading, I would just do this on top. Definitely could have done that today in hindsight, but I think this looks nice. Honestly, it's a great shade for me in this natural skin tone that I've got going on. Also, just have to say that my concealer is curdling to shit on my face right here around my mouth. It's so dry right here. Oh my goodness. Not looking cute for sure. This is the product that I was waiting on in the mail, and I was really excited because it's been years since I have used one of these products, and it is the Daniel Sandler Watercolor Liquid Cheek Color. Like, I remember when the internet went crazy for these, it was Estee Lalonde, like, at least in my memory, it was Estee who used these, and I remember being so smitten with them. I was so excited to get my hands on one of them. It was really hard to get it in Canada. I don't even remember where I ordered it from back in the day, but this time I did order it just straight off of the Daniel Sandler website, and it did take a very long time to get to me, but I picked up 2 shades because I wasn't sure which one I'd want. I have like a slightly lighter one and then a slightly deeper one. This is Rose Glow, and this is Caress. I'm gonna shake it up. I honestly don't remember how I applied it. I'm just gonna try using my fingers, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, okay, let's take a little squirt on the back of our hands. This one appears to have a nice little shimmer running through it. Really nice, like very neutral, light pink. Honestly, wow, actually, now that I'm looking at it, it looks exactly like the Charlotte Tilbury Pinkgasm. Like, exactly. Same amount of like shimmer and everything. I might be jumping the gun here, but in my visuals, that looks exactly the same. Also, this is such a delight to apply. Wow, it truly is just wet on the skin. How lovely is that? Wow. Why did I ever let you leave my face? This is beautiful. it's so natural on the skin and so easy to apply with my fingers. And I was worried about applying it on top of powder, but this is just blending in beautifully. My dearest darling friends, my camera very rudely interrupted my powder moment, so I was just going on and on and on and on, blabbing about two of my old-time favorite products, the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural Powder and the Balm Mary Luminizer Highlight. And the camera was just like, no, not today. You are not powdering on this fine day. So we're just going to redo it. We're going to, whoa, MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder. What a throwback. This was a discovery of mine back in the day when I worked at MAC. And I feel like I've now become an actual powder gal, whereas before it was like very sporadic that I used powder. So it'll be very interesting to see, like, I mean, I've already applied it on my face, but we can go ahead and do another layer because it is very natural. It's definitely not as setting and mattifying and blurring as a few of the products that I use these days. However, for the more natural days, perhaps when you're feeling more dry, like as a winter powder, that's nice to not be like fully set in. So I'm just applying a little bit more to my forehead where it was looking a little bit shiny. I applied some under my eyes. It's setting, but it's definitely like not the best. Like my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder, the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, like those are the powders that I've been using. And I feel like they're super effective. They're super blurring. Whereas this one's just like very light. Like it looks so nice. But in terms of like event or going out at night, I definitely want something that's a little bit stronger. So this is beautiful and truly like in its name, it's much more natural in finish. So that was a lovely little rediscovery. And then for the highlight, the Balm Mary Luminizer Highlight. First of all, look at this packaging. This is such an OG. This was such a favorite of mine back in the day when I first started my YouTube channel. It's a really intense highlight. And to be honest, it's a lot more gold than I remember it being. I thought it was like quite a lot more champagne, a little bit more cool. But when I applied it onto my skin and when I'm looking at it now in present day, I'm like, wow, I did not recall being into such golden highlights. Like maybe it's changed. Maybe it is a little bit more gold, but I just didn't remember it being so gold. Like I said, I've already applied it. You can see it on my eyes. I put it on my nose. It's a very stark, very intense highlight. If you like, I feel like lately I've been definitely like leaning to the more natural side of highlights, maybe a little bit more lighter, if you will. This one's like, bam, intense. And it had been such a long time since I had seen the Mary Luminizer. I specifically remember the day when I picked this up. I remember the first purchase. I was so excited when I found it. I bought it at London Drugs in Calgary, and that was such a nice throwback. So where the camera left us was when we went on to bronzer. Yes, it took that long for my camera to shut off and tell me that it had stopped recording. Thank you so much. I pulled out the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer. I had actually done a rediscovery of this when I did a full face of Tarte. Don't remember when that was, but I had already like rediscovered this old favorite, but I used to love this one so much. And because I'm definitely on that more pale side, it's actually a really great shade for me. It's a nice shimmery bronzer, so it does just add such a gorgeous glow to the face. And they still have this. I saw like this shimmery one, they only had the mini size, so I have no idea like what's going on with this, if they're getting rid of it, if they're rebranding, if they're coming out with something else. To be honest, I have no idea, but they still have it in matte, and then they have a mini of the shimmer. And yeah, it's just it really is gorgeous. It adds such a nice glow onto the skin. And for when I'm in my more pale state, it is just a gorgeous bronzer to go to. And I used to just love this. It's such a classic in my makeup history. So that's the bronzer. I'm not going too crazy with that just because we do have quite a nice glow already, and we already did apply the shade in light, so I didn't feel like we needed too much. Just a nice little shimmery bronzer to add some glow. Little sun-kissed lick, if you will, and we're good. So let's move on to the, oh, you know what, I'm gonna do lips because my lips are feeling really naked right now. Now, when it comes to lip liner, there have been so many favorites that I've had over the years. I have this little bin of all my lip liners that sit here, and I pulled a few out because I wasn't sure what I was feeling. To be honest, like a lot of my lip liners I do use a lot, and they've been consistent over the years. Like I've had very similar favorites, and I always keep kind of the same shades in my collection. So here's a few that I pulled out that I just haven't used in a while because I've been on such a like NYX natural lip liner, Victoria Beckham lip liner run. And I mean, forever, what comes to mind are the Makeup Forever Aqua lip liners, 3C and 5C. They still have 3C, which is the lighter of the two, and 5C was devastatingly discontinued long ago. So maybe I'll use 3C, but just some of the other ones that come to mind. The Patrick Ta lip liner, which is like not an old favorite, that is still a newer product. The M Cosmetics lip liners, and then my KKW Beauty Nude 1.5, such a favorite. But like KKW Beauty as it stands, like doesn't exist right now, right? Like they're rebranding. I have no idea what's going on with these products. So I guess technically that'll be an old timer in my collection. So let's go ahead and use 3C because this was such a favorite of mine for so long, and it's such a good pink, nice natural pink. It really blends nicely with my natural lip. And I think that the NYX Natural Lip Pencil is the shade that is closest to this in my daily roundup right now. I think that's getting a little dried up. She's getting a little old, but that's the Aqua Lip Pencil. Love, such a favorite in my collection. And for lips, honestly, like for lipstick, when did I film that makeup collection video? I had done a little declutter. It wasn't little, it was a big declutter when we were setting up the makeup collection down here in the studio in the basement. And I'm pretty aware of like all my lip products, like because I had recently done that declutter, I had actually separated some of the lip products that I had that were discontinued and no longer available. But whenever I like want to shop my stash or like use old favorites, the product that always comes to mind are my YSL Rouge Volupte lipsticks, because I have so many of these. I have so many shades of these. It's such a favorite product of mine, and I never use them. Honestly, they really get neglected by me. And so whenever I do like a shopping my stash video, I always try to remind myself that I have a million of these, and I'm like, you need to use these. They are too beautiful to not be seeing the light of day. And it's honestly such a tragedy. Like, these are so gorgeous. They smell delicious. Like, the YSL makes some of my favorite lip products of all time. One of my favorite ones actually is this. It doesn't even have the shade on it. Like, it's completely rubbed off on the bottom, but it's the YSL Tint and Balms, which I wish they kept a permanent product. Oh my God, the smell of these. If you've never smelled a YSL Rouge Volupte product, oh my God, it smells so good. And this is such a favorite, like, everyday color that I have in my collection. This little Tint and Balm. It's so perfect. It's so beautiful and juicy for every day. I think a similar shade that I have is this one in the shade 9. It's the Rouge Volupte Shine in the shade number 9. Let me just do a little dab here. Just a lovely neutral shade, just so creamy, so juicy and glossy. Again, I can't get over the smell of these. They smell absolutely delicious. These are just very like easy go-to throw on my face. I know they're gonna go with absolutely anything that I have on. Like, they're just the perfect everyday shades for me, and I need to pull them out of hiding. I need to constantly remind myself. I don't know why I don't use these more, honestly. They need to come out. So that's the lip product I wanted to use because they've just been favorites for so many years. Okay, let's go ahead and do the eyes. I pulled out a couple of products. The first one actually that I wanted to revisit was the MAC Paint Pot in the shade Groundwork. My original paint pot love was Painterly, MAC Painterly Paint Pot, but I used to use that as an eye base. I feel like I really missed the boat on this for a long time, and I wish it didn't take me so long to discover the Groundwork shade, but this has been very neglected in my makeup collection, and wanted to pull this back out. And again, just the paint pots in general, I feel like are such original favorite makeup products from MAC. They have so many amazing shades. They've had so many amazing shades over the years, and I just feel like I really need to give them some love in my makeup collection more. So let's do a nice little Groundwork base on the lid. So I'm just gonna take some of that, and I'm just gonna press that onto the eyelid. I'm just using this nice big flat brush, and if I was doing like I think I included this, surely I included this in my one and done eyeshadows. I don't remember, it even feels like I filmed that video so long ago at this point. But if you're just looking for a perfect like neutral everyday shade, this is such a gorgeous one to just slap on, blend out. It's so easy, you don't have to think about it, and it's got a really nice, like, I think it's a nice neutral undertone. Like, it's not too warm, it's not too cool. It's just a really pretty shade, and honestly, it's still so creamy. Like, it does just last so long. There's no mold growing on it yet, so that's a good sign. Yeah, just that blended all over the lid. Honestly, it's such a pretty color. Okay, but the real star of the history here in the makeup collection are the Inglot shadows. Now, these are new. I actually don't remember when I decluttered these, but I did have them in my collection. And this is one of the first like products that I fell in love with back in the day. I remember getting my hands on Inglot and being so excited because there's a little story behind it, but let me show you first. These are the Inglot little trios. I believe they're called, it's like the Freedom System is their little buildable palettes, like build your own palettes. They have a ton of different versions of the compacts, and you can buy any of their shadows. They have blushes, they have bronzers, things like that. But the Freedom System, you can build your own palette. So I actually picked up 2 of these. These are the little rainbow shadows, and they're little trios here. And this one in particular right here is an original love of mine. And oh my God, I went back and found the video. I've told this story before on my YouTube channel, but Chloe Morello, fellow YouTuber here, one of the OG people here on YouTube. I have watched her for years, and I realized it's been exactly 9 years that I've been following and watching Chloe Morello, and it was actually her video. I'm gonna link the exact video below because she just looks absolutely gorgeous, and it's the first video that I found of hers. It was the first one I watched, and she used this Inglot trio in this beautiful makeup look that she did, and it was the start of me doing this style of the smoky eye that I still use and love today. And it was because of Chloe Morello. She like changed my makeup game forever in the video where she used this, and she literally just used this little trio, did a little easy smoky eye, and I have literally done my makeup that way ever since. I learned everything I know from that Chloe Morello video, but truly, like, this was such a favorite of mine forever. And I was really happy to pick it up. I purchased this off the Inglot Cosmetics website. It did just like the Daniel Sandler blush. It took a while to get here. So yeah, I was really happy to have this little duo though. I feel like this is going to be perfect for me for travel because I have my little warmer shades here, little cooler tone shades there. It's great. So let's just, in the spirit of Chloe Morello, let us do this little gradient smoky eye today. So I'm going to start with the middle shade here, and I'm just going to pack that all on top of the lid, basically just like setting in the groundwork shade. It's actually pretty similar. I think this Inglot one's slightly deeper than the groundwork, but I'm just going to pack that all on top. I have a little clean blending brush that I'm just going to keep on hand and just like blend in between packing the product on. And then I'm keeping my same shader brush. This is the Refero 2 brush, and I'm going to take the deeper shade and just press that onto the lash line and blend it into the shadow that we've placed all onto our lid. So I'm just placing that boop, 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 all along the lash line, and then I just like slowly blend it into the lid. And again, this was a technique that I first learned from that video of Chloe's, and I have literally done my makeup like that ever since. So shout out to you, Chloe. You changed my makeup life forever. Then I'm going to take a fluffier brush and the lightest shade, and I'm just going to use that to kind of like blend everything in. I'm just going to run over with that lightest shade. Okay, and then I'm just going to mix the 2 browns here, boop, 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 and just take that on the lower lash line. So I did actually want to use a little bit of liner today and pulled out my good old Bobbi Brown Chocolate Shimmer ink, which is such a classic and a fave of mine. This was a newer tub that I had bought, newer, but it's one of my old favorites from Bobbi Brown, and I always preferred the brown instead of black when it came to liner. That's been pretty consistent over the years. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that and just line my lash line, just add a little bit of depth to it. And this is a shade that they still do have, and I think it's beautiful. And I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, this was like an OG recommendation from Lisa Eldridge. I think that was the reason I had bought it in the first place. Truly, most things I know about makeup I have learned from YouTube over the years, and that's what makes it magical, isn't it? For mascara, just because this was such a moment for me, I am going to continue using my Lancome Mr. Big mascara and apply a good chunk of this onto my lashes. And this was such a moment in my YouTube world, truly. I had such a long love affair with this mascara, and I did already have one open in my collection, so I just wanted to continue the love here. Look at that difference. Boom. The volume and the difference is insane. This is such a great mascara. And with the mascara applied, that is the complete makeup look. This was so much fun. I absolutely love going back and looking down memory lane and shopping some old favorites, shopping my stash, and just seeing what makeup products got lost along the way, and we're happy to rediscover them here. I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. Were there any surprises here, any products that you had forgotten about as well? Or have I used some of your favorites today? Let's chat about it in the comments, guys. If there's any products that you want me to use in upcoming videos or any videos that you would like to see from me, please do let me know. I would love to hear from you. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for being with me here today, and I will see you all very soon for a new one. Bye!